This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 9th day of April in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana Elections Commission wrapped up its meeting this afternoon with the Chief Elections Officer being mandated to revise the recount proposal. Yesterday, the CEO presented a 156-day proposal that was based on various requirements put forward by the commissioners themselves and the laws of Guyana. Commissioner Robeson Ben had reportedly proposed for 2 commissioners to be present at each station when the recount is taking place. With a total of 6 commissioners, that meant that there would have been a total of 3 stations to be used. Government-nominated Commissioner Vincent Alexander said those were some of the factors that contributed to the 156-day timeline, and it was unfortunate that after the CEO came up with a timeline based on all that was required by the commissioners, he found himself being lambasted by some of the same commissioners.
When the CEO proposed 156 days, there were 2 bases on which he arrived at that proposal. The first one I mentioned the last time, that is how long it would take to count a box. The second reason why he arrived at that was that there was a proposal from Commissioner Ben in which he said that each of the operations should be covered by 2 commissioners. Now that in itself, in the view of the CEO, reduced it to 3 operations because there were only 6 commissioners. So it's rather unfortunate that the CEO follows on from what we have said to him. When challenged in the meeting, clarified that he was following on from what he said to him, but then was lambasted by commissioners in the public. So it's very unfortunate that that is the manner of conduct of GCOM.
The original proposal was heavily criticized publicly by at least 2 of the opposition-nominated commissioners, and the commission took a decision to study the proposal and make additional suggestions of their own. Today's meeting looked at those suggestions, and the Chief Elections Officer is now expected to incorporate many of those suggestions into a new proposal that is likely to see a reduction of the number of days to complete the process. Commissioner Vincent Alexander said there will be a number of factors to influence the process being shortened, and those include an increased number of counting stations.
It has been clearly understood that will be influenced by a number of factors. The time to count the box is still a pertinent factor. The venue and how many we can do at any one time is still a pertinent factor, and that has to take into consideration the present situation with COVID-19. Whether or not we're going to have personnel, external personnel who are going to help to oversee the process and their number will also influence the number of operations we carry on at any one time. So that there's still significant decision to be made based on a matrix of factors in relation to how long the exercise is actually going to take.
Mr. Alexander reminded that the recount process will be starting from ground zero.
The time to count the ballots is dependent on the things that are to be done in the process of counting the ballots. There is a variance in this matter. From the very inception, we made it extremely clear it was not a mere numerical count. From the time CARICOM came and they agreed at that time, on to now, we made it clear that you enter those boxes, you go to the poll book, you see what notes are in the poll book, and you go through the count as if you're counting at the place of poll, which means you take into consideration the voters list, vis-a-vis the number of ballots cast, the counterfoils, vis-a-vis the number of ballots cast, the proxies, and all of the related activities in terms of determining that the ballots in that box are representative of the actual voters who cast the ballots.
And he also told reporters that the commission has made some decisions. One of those decisions is that only 1 agent from each party will be allowed in each of the counting stations. And it was also revealed today that CARICOM is being invited to resend a team for the recount process. More news coming up in just a moment.
Parents and guardians, you are encouraged to tune in to the Guyana Learning Channel, Cable 29 or Channel 42 for daily educational and interactive learning sessions. The nursery program airs from 6 hours to 9 hours. Primary programs from 9 hours to 12 noon. We also air informative documentaries from 12 noon to 13 hours, and our secondary level programs are aired from 13 hours to 15 hours. Please continue to listen to our radio broadcasts. The interactive radio instruction for grades 1 to 3 daily on Voice of Guyana from 9 hours 30 to 10 hours for grade 1 pupils, from 10 hours 30 to 11 hours for grade 2s, and 13 hours to 13 hours 30 for grade 3 pupils. Please remember to tune in to benefit from these educational opportunities. A message from the Ministry of Education.
The world is grappling with an attack to the body's immune system. Many are dying daily from a most dreaded virus of pandemic proportions. Recent studies adopted by local medical experts shows vitamin C and D are finally being used in the conventional treatment of the novel coronavirus. Boost your immune system with the ultimate booster now available at Sheriff Medical Center on Sheriff Street. Following all medical guidelines, the immune booster is taken intravenously, direct to the bloodstream to guard the system from COVID-19. A mixture of glutathione, vitamin C and E, all working together to form a defense barrier against viruses. Time is critical as the virus rages on. Sheriff Medical Center, we are in the global fight to save humanity.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. When should you use a face mask? A medical mask is not required for members of the public who do not have respiratory illness symptoms. Wear a mask if you are coughing or sneezing constantly. For healthy people, wear a mask only if you are caring for a person suspected to have COVID-19. Masks are only effective when used in combination with frequent hand cleaning with alcohol-based hand rubs, sanitizers, or washing with soap and water. If you wear a mask, dispose of it properly. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can...
Welcome back. And still in the world of politics, the People's Progressive Party Civic has lashed out at the original proposal that was put forward by the Chief Elections Officer for a recount of all the votes cast in the 2nd of March elections. The PPP wants a recount to start from Region 4, then move to Region 1 and the other regions. The Guyana Elections Commission has already said a recount will begin with Region 1 and continue to Region 10 sequentially. At a press conference today, the General Secretary of the PPP, Barra Jagdeo, said the proposal put forward by the CEO appears meant to frustrate the process. Jagdeo believes the recount could be done in a much shorter period, possibly 10 days.
Clearly, there is a serious miscalculation on the part of APNU and the coup enablers, because what we are witnessing is a coup d'etat or a process of stealing the elections taking place before our very eyes. And as we recognize, they have a few key players in this coup d'etat. Some from APNU and AFC, and some of them within GCOM itself.
Mr. Jagdeo also said he wants the entire process televised or live streamed on the internet, and he also wants the possible involvement of the Auditor General or a reputable auditing firm.
We believe that having the observers back there and the representatives of the political parties, plus televising or live streaming it, and with the presence of the Auditor General or an audit firm there, that this will ensure maximum transparency so that the recount could be done properly.
The Guyana Elections Commission this afternoon mandated the Chief Elections Officer to revise his proposal, taking on board several suggestions put forward by the commissioners. We turn now to COVID-19 in Guyana. The Ministry of Public Health has revealed that the number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Guyana remains at 37, with one of the 4 persons in the COVID-19 ICU in a critical condition. During today's update, the Public Health Minister revealed that a total of 152 persons have now been tested for the coronavirus. She reminded citizens of the symptoms of the virus and said they should call the hotline if they exhibit those symptoms.
Let me give you a quick reminder of the signs and symptoms. Should you have a cough and fever, or a fever with shortness of breath, or even cough with shortness of breath that cannot be explained clinically, please use the app or call the hotline where necessary, or call the nearest health facility. Please do not delay. I wish to reiterate that there are no vaccines or medication to treat the coronavirus disease. So make sure that every day, throughout the entire day, that the hygiene practices are carried out.
It was also announced today that the 21 persons who returned from Barbados and were quarantined at a government facility have all been cleared to be sent home. An additional 7 persons on home quarantine were also cleared. As Guyana heads into a long holiday weekend, the Public Health Minister has once again issued a call for citizens to stay home unless it is absolutely necessary to go out in the public.
If you value your life as well as those in your social circles, your loved ones, your friends and neighbors, then stay at home and encourage all to do the same. I urge you to remain in the sanctuary of your home. Step out only if necessary, and make sure you cover your mouth and nose. As we approach the long Easter weekend, the curfew is still in effect.
Guyana recorded its first case of the coronavirus on the 11th of March, and since then, 6 persons have succumbed to the disease. Let's tell you now that the Government Analyst Food and Drug Department is recalling the Persil brand hand sanitizer from the local market. In a statement today, the department said the recall is with immediate effect. It explained that it received a consumer complaint regarding the sanitizer on the 24th of March, and the decision was taken to analyze the product in the department's laboratory. The results revealed that the Persil brand of hand sanitizer only has 0.53% of alcohol, as against the 62% that is stated on the label. The Food and Drug Analyst Department said alcohol percentage in the hand sanitizer is way below the stipulated strength rate of at least 60%. The false information on the label constitutes a violation of the laws of Guyana. An investigation of the invoices furnished by the importer, Andrews Enterprise of Hatfield Street, revealed that over 2,000 bottles of the hand sanitizer have already been sold. Consumers are being advised not to use the product since the expected result cannot be guaranteed, particularly for the sanitizing of hands during the COVID-19 emergency. The product is purportedly made in China as claimed by the label and distributed by Congregate Enterprises in Miami, Florida. Consumers are also being reminded to ensure that labels of sanitizers declare the percentage of alcohol and the name of all the active ingredients. Since Guyana recorded its first case of the coronavirus in early March, there has been a shortage of hand sanitizers on the local market. The government has moved to remove all taxes from the product, allowing for easy import and sale. With information channels clogged in New York City, the Guyana consulate has turned to the social networking site Facebook to begin tracking the number of Guyanese nationals who have died from the coronavirus in the New York area. A special page has been set up to receive information about those who have passed. The name of the page is Honoring Guyanese Lost to Coronavirus. And 5 days after being set up, more than 20 photographs and names of those lost have been uploaded. There are the stories of a father and son, Vishnu Baichu and Vijay, who died one day apart. There is also the story of a former Guyana Assistant Superintendent of Police, Frankie Armstrong, and his son-in-law, Avron Alves. They both passed away on the same day. Well-known Guyanese businessman Jim Backus is featured on the page and remembered by his family as always loving and caring. His granddaughter recalled that he was a great man who was loved and respected by all who knew him. She said the family is trying to find ways to navigate these terrible times. The relatives of medical doctor Erlene Austin, who was originally from Linden, are asking that they are kept in prayers as they try to deal with their loss. She also lived in the New York area. 90-year-old Brijmohan Ramdayal, popularly known as Soap, also lost his life to the coronavirus. He was considered the elder of his family, and his relatives remember him as being extremely knowledgeable and someone who loved his ancient Indian traditions, Hindi language, and Hindu scriptures and songs. The Guyana Cultural Association in New York paid tribute to one of its most ardent supporters, William Billy Praffett, who was remembered for his many contributions to the Guyanese cultural community in New York. Another Guyanese who succumbed to the coronavirus in New York, Mark Callender, was described as a budding politician. The stories and photographs of those lost in New York City stretch across the boroughs and offer a glimpse into the reality that is now facing so many Guyanese families coping with the loss of a loved one to the coronavirus. The state of New York, which has the largest Guyanese population in the US, has recorded close to 5,000 deaths from the coronavirus, with more than 80,000 confirmed cases. Consul General Barbara Atterley said the Facebook page was set up to honor and pay tribute to those Guyanese who lost their lives. She explained that the Guyana Consulate is continuing efforts to track the names of other Guyanese who might have passed. She has offered sympathy to the family and friends.
To date, there are approximately 150,000 persons who were confirmed with the virus and a total of 6,236 persons who have died as a result of the virus. We have been getting calls at the consulate from families of persons who passed away to notify us that they have passed. And we thought it would be good to have a page where persons can not only send in the information, but other persons can send out their condolences and pay tribute to those persons who passed on due to the complications from the coronavirus. Since we started, we have registered 25 persons as of yesterday. And these persons, their families informed us, and they have posted up on the page as well.
Wondering how you can access free learning materials for your children? Parents and guardians, please visit the Ministry of Education's website at www.education.gov.gy to access textbooks, past papers, and practice tests to keep your child engaged in continuous learning. When you have accessed the site, go to the Students tab, wait for a second, and choose the appropriate option. You now have access to the resources you need. You are encouraged to take advantage of this opportunity as we strive to provide the best education for the nation's children. A message from the Ministry of Education.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howa trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Canaan, East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013, with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. Getting your workplace ready for COVID-19. Surfaces such as desks, tables, and telephones with keyboards must be wiped with disinfectant regularly, or at least every few hours. Use containers of hand sanitizers and place them in prominent places around the workplace. Provide access to places where staff can wash their hands with soap and water, and promote regular hand washing at the workplace. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can call 227-4986 or 624-3067.
Across the region right now, Nation News in Barbados is reporting that the European Union has come to the rescue of 506 citizens from around 18 countries who would have been stranded in the Eastern Caribbean because of the COVID-19 virus, allowing them to fly home on 2 specially chartered flights to Frankfurt, Germany, the first of which left Barbados yesterday. The second flight will also leave the Grantley Adams International Airport tonight. On each flight, there will be 253 EU citizens. Those who were stranded in Barbados with no flights home, totaling approximately 140, were accommodated on yesterday's first flight on the German airline Condor, a partner with Lufthansa Airlines, which started its historic flights from Frankfurt during the 2019 winter season. In St. Kitts and Nevis, a 1-week lockdown will take effect from tonight under an extended state of emergency announced by Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, as the Twin Island Federation continues efforts to stem the spread of the coronavirus. A total 24-hour curfew or lockdown begins tonight and will remain in effect until the 16th of April. The Prime Minister said in a televised address to the nation. He also announced that a state of emergency, which took effect on the 28th of March on the grounds of the threat of a natural calamity of the coronavirus pandemic and was to continue until the 11th of April, would be extended by another week, going all the way to the 18th of April. And finally tonight, international news. The coronavirus pandemic will turn global economic growth sharply negative this year, according to the International Monetary Fund. The head of the IMF said the world is facing the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression of the 1930s. She forecast that 2021 would only see a partial recovery. Lockdowns imposed by governments have forced many companies to close and lay off staff. Earlier this week, a UN study said 81% of the world's workforce of 3.3 billion people had their place of work fully or partly closed because of the outbreak. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, wishing you well. Have a good night.